When I first walked into a hospital and medical clinic setting as a med student, I thought medicine was all about saving lives. But over time, I realized and quickly learned, in fact, that something was missing. And it's something that can't be charted, can't be measured, and it can't be prescribed. The hospital is precise, it's sterile, and it's effective. Yet, I often found leaving a patient interaction that like we just treated their illness and not actually the person themselves. It wasn't years later till I started learning traditional Chinese medicine that I encountered a completely different way and culture around healing, one that saw humans as not problems to fix, but as a whole universe to find balance. In modern medical settings, we are trained to move quickly, to diagnose, to intervene. Every beep, every monitor demands our attention. Every second counts. It's the culture of doing. We fix the problem fast and we'll feel better. But in that rush, we're often missing something, forgetting something, and that is we forget to pause, we forget to witness, we forget to listen. And in the world of traditional Chinese medicine, listening is not a passive thing that's done. It's part of their four pillars of diagnosis. So it's diagnostic to listen. It's a skill, a way of perceiving how somebody else's body is telling a story. You listen to the pulse, you listen to the tone of the voice, you listen to the emotion that's being said underneath the words that someone's telling you. In Chinese medicine, just through the pulse alone, you can find imbalances within organs way before any labs and or diagnostic tests could ever tell you. And imagine if hospital settings or Western medical settings started incorporating this kind of listening. In traditional Chinese medicine, it has evolved over thousands and thousands and thousands of years of observation, not just of disease and illness, but of life. The seasons, the elements, the night and day are all a bigger reflection of what's happening within a body. And in this system, an organ isn't just an organ. So a liver isn't just doing its liver functions. It is also the commander of qi. It's the strategist of how you flow through life. Your heart isn't just your heart. It is also the emperor, and it governs your spirit and your consciousness. This reverence and this way of thinking about the body acknowledges the intelligence that is within the body. And when I first learned the phrase, a superior physician treats before disease arises, it completely reframed the way I thought healing and medicine should be. In traditional Chinese medicine, the prevention isn't a slogan that people wear and say. It is comes with great responsibility. My favorite is when these two worlds meet and combine, the Western medicine culture and the Eastern healing philosophy. When these two worlds combine, something magical happens. I remember treating a patient and like in a hospital setting, chronic fatigue, long day at the hospital, and she told me that, hey, everyone's just trying to fix my lab numbers, but then nobody's asked me, how am I eating? How am I sleeping? How is my energy levels? Like, how do I feel about my life? How is my mental state? And this moment stayed with me. In the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine, her fatigue isn't just a lab result. It's telling a bigger, broader story. It's a message. There's parts of her body that are very, very tired and have her fire has burned out long before, and she's using other coping mechanisms and skills like caffeine, increasing her caffeine intake to make it through the day. There is a story being told within the body here. We just have to listen. This took me back to in my rotations era when I was doing rotations in med school, where patients are identified by their diagnosis, diabetic in bed 2 or something along those lines. It's not, no one means harm when they're doing this. It's just how the system operates, but it subtly turns an individual into their condition and labels them as that. And you stop seeing the person as a whole person and just their condition. TCM is the complete opposite. It humanizes. It asks why there's an imbalance within the body, and it asks what story the body is telling you, and all you have to do is listen. Hospitals are really, really good at saving people's lives in crisis, okay? But chronic healing, it unfolds in layers and layers and requires a completely different language. The missing element is relationship. TCM is a dialogue between practitioner and patient. It's co creation of somebody's internal balance instead of hero versus victim or superior in knowledge versus not having enough knowledge. Your body isn't an enemy to conquer, it's a garden that we tend to over time to regain its balance. And that cultural shift from war to harmony, it changes everything. It changes how we perceive illness, how we touch, how we speak, how we interact with patients. Then that just gets me thinking, like, what if this type of healing was integrated into the Western medical world in hospital settings, in bigger clinic settings? Like, imagine being discharged from the hospital with instructions on how to take care of your chi, what nutritious foods to have, how to rest, how to breathe, and how to integrate all of this and have community. And every patient interaction was a chance of balance, finding that balance instead of just setting the foundation stability. Somewhere between the IV lines and incense smokes, or between sterile hallways and quiet treatment spa like rooms, there lies a bridge in between these two worlds, and it's a new kind of medicine waiting to be born. It's not Western, it's not Eastern, it's just human, a culture of medicine that honors data and soul, science and story, needle and narrative. And truthfully, that's the future I believe in. That's the one that I'm building with my practice and the way I view medicine, one treatment at a time, one patient at a time. And because healing should feel like coming home to yourself. And those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on modern medicine, learning or taking information from ancient medicine? And if you like to explore this bridge between science and soul with me, please subscribe and follow along and leave any comments if any of this resonated with you and or you have thoughts to share. I would love to hear them. Bye for now.